The best for the best, and the best is you. Hey, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open. Coming up on today's show, we'll revisit our sit down with a speech language pathologist, educator, and founder of an organization that is providing services for children living with disabilities in disadvantaged communities around the world. Then we'll find out how one group is shaking up the holidays with their rich melodic sounds this winter. And you don't want to miss that. Plus, we'll go back to our sit down with an Emmy nominated producer, writer, actress, and director who spoke about her short film and so much more. Then finally, we'll shine a light on a little hero with a big heart to learn about how he is making a difference in the lives of children all around the world. So sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. We're open. You got to fight your way through it. Hey, everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, we were fortunate to be joined by our speech language pathologist, educator, and the founder of the nonprofit organization Smiles for Speech Incorporated. She joins us to shed some light on the work that she's been doing to put smiles on the faces of youth all over the world. Please welcome to the show, Sandy Dorsey. Sandy, welcome.
Thank you.
Sandy, you got people doing a little bit more than smiling. They're laughing. Tell us more about this comedy show that we're talking about here.
Yes, so we have an annual comedy benefit show,
Uh-huh.
and this is a fundraiser that brings together really speech pathologists in the New York City community,
Uh-huh.
and we raise funds so that we're able to support the programs that Smiles for Speech runs around the world.
Let me see that smile. It makes people
Yeah.
laugh, I tell you that. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in this? Because you went to Howard University, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I'm a proud Howard Bison.
There you go.
And I started off as a broadcast journalism major,
Uh-huh.
and then after freshman year, I found out about speech pathology. So they were all housed in the School of Communications,
Yes.
and I was fascinated by it because it's a field that helps people not only with communication and language, but also feeding. And there's so many different areas of the field. My youngest client was a 5-day old baby with cleft palate, all the way
Ah,
to my oldest client is 102.
wow. Okay.
So after 25 years of working in underserved communities in New York, I wanted to bridge the gap for communities in Africa and the Caribbean that did not have access to speech therapy.
Yeah. Well, this is still under the title of communications, right?
Yes,
Although
yes, it is.
you wanted to become a broadcast journalist,
I did.
but
Originally, I wanted to be a broadcast journalist, and I really wanted to be able to uplift the community of children that look like me. So
yeah,
I grew up in South Jersey, and a lot of times had only maybe one or two, you know, other classmates that looked like me, and came from a single mom. I was born in Baltimore, and so really wanted to have a voice for those children. And then
yeah,
moving into this area of children with disabilities, I mean, a lot of the children I work with are non-speaking.
yeah,
So I didn't go into broadcast journalism, but the joy that I found in that first
yeah,
job I had on 116th Street and Lenox Avenue at a school with children that were going through so many challenges. This was in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, this field has been extremely rewarding, and I have been
Yes,
able to shine the light on these
yeah.
children in these
I
communities.
I can see it and I can hear it. I can feel your passion. You're very, very passionate about what you're involved in right now. Wow. And this is worldwide what you're doing here.
Yes, we are in 8 countries. We started in Cuba, then went on to Peru, Jamaica, Ghana, which is our largest program,
Wow.
Kenya, the Dominican Republic, Rwanda, and we're now starting programming in Tanzania.
Well, did you ever think, wow, that you would start something like Smiles for Speech Incorporated? I mean, how did it come about?
I didn't know. I didn't know. And when I was standing the first time in the school in Cuba and saw all the children with the Smiles for Speech shirts on, I mean, it just felt like God was directly shining his light in me. And I just knew it was my purpose and my lifetime um, work. So it's a lot of work, but it's just so many blessings that we can all, you know, you think that you're giving so much to these children and they give so much right back.
Yeah,
To have so little, but you can see the smiles that they work with what they have as well as the community.
yeah. How are you funded?
So we have our donors. We are still working on, with the nonprofit. There's a constant fundraising, and we've had support, a lot of support from Regina Hall. She's our global ambassador.
Yeah.
And then we have our donors. So we're heavily relying at this point on our donors, but Regina has been really the backbone of keeping the organization together.
Yeah.
And then we've had our sponsors for the event. Speech in the City is a big supporter. She's a private practice in New York City, as well as Downtown Kids, Panda Speech, Speech Time Fun, and Bureau.
Hmm.
They have been consistent sponsors for the work that we do.
Would you like to ask for volunteers and maybe money?
Absolutely.
Well, be
So
my guest. Say hello to my little friend.
thank you. So if you would like to donate, definitely email us at hello@smilesforspeech.org. We are always looking for corporate sponsorships. Our website is smilesforspeech.org. And we have a mission trip coming up in next year. Our dates are July 27th to August 5th. So if you're in the helping profession, we would love to have you consider joining us
Mm.
and working together for the children.
You have an area where they can sign up or get more involved on the website or social media?
Yes, there is a volunteer application on the website that they can go to, smilesforspeech.org/volunteer.
Yeah. Talk more about the programs and services that you offer children with disabilities and their caregivers.
Yes, so the first thing that we do is we talk to families and let them know that they are not the only ones that have children with disabilities. So mothers are shunned in a lot of countries outside of the US. They're faced with this stigma. The community puts pressure on them and says that it's their fault and the child is
Yeah.
cursed, the child is contagious. So there's a desensitization that we have to do and let families know that we support them.
Yeah.
And then we offer the speech and occupational therapy consultations. We have workshops, a lot of workshops online, which we started during COVID. And
Yeah.
our first workshop had 541 participants. So we realized we can reach even more people, that way in far corners of
Yeah.
the globe. 17 countries were represented. And then we work with the students. We supervise and mentor students in different countries that have speech therapy programs. And most importantly is the parental resources. And that's letting parents know what they can do at home if they're not able to support financially to have services in their country if they're available.
Hmm.
And then also if there just aren't any services. Some parents don't know that there's
Yeah.
even speech therapy. They don't
Yes.
know.
So they go on about living their lives the best way they can until they find out about an organization like yours and the wonderful work that you're doing in it. How important are those caregivers? Because I know you can't be everywhere all around the world, so you have to reach out to the caregivers to do a lot of the work in and around their area.
Exactly. So, not all parents will be able to have access to the services. And so, when they have strategies to help them learn how they can increase language development for their own child, then they can do that work at home. And we encourage parents, here in the US, even that have access to the services, that speech therapy is maybe 30 minutes, or if you have 2 sessions a week, but the most of the time that is the parent is with the child most of the time. So they can be very impactful once they learn the strategies and different tools that they can use for their child at home.
Yeah.
So they will carry on the work. When we have our mission trips, we expect the caregivers, the teachers, the entire community that's surrounding the child to continue with the work that we do until we see them again.
I have a lot of questions to ask you. The show should be a lot longer because you have something that needs to be out there. We have 30 seconds. They're giving me 30 seconds. If we missed anything, I know I can't ask you all of those things in 30 seconds, but if you missed one thing that you wanted to mention, what would it be?
Well, in general, I would definitely want to keep the message or share the message that for any parents wondering if their child needs extra support, to make sure that in the US that you go ahead and have an evaluation. I know that there's a challenge sometimes that parents don't want their children to be labeled, but we want to make sure that during those first 5 years, when the language development is most important. And if you think that you have some concerns and the doctor says no, it's okay if your child's not talking at 2 or 3 years old and 5 years old, to make sure that you seek an evaluation.
Yeah. So there is a stigma attached to it. So you're saying, hey, try to bypass that stigma as best you can and then reach out for some type of help. Listen, may God continue to shine a light on you. I know you mentioned something about God shining a light on you and your project, and you knew something was happening. You felt it in your heart and everything. May God
Yes.
continue to shine that light on you, and you continue to do the things that you need to do to help others get what they need out of life. It's so very, very
Thank
important.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for having me. It's been an honor.
You got it. And come back again, okay?
Sure. I would
Okay.
love to.
Sandy Dorsey, founder of Smiles for Speech. We had a great time speaking with Sandy, and I hope that you keep the smiles coming. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. We'll take a short break. I've got more next.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with BronxNet Community Media Classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At BronxNet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated BronxNet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with BronxNet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
Yes, you can learn about it and you can be about it right here on BronxNet. Learn all you can, all right? Welcome back. Our next guest is the Executive Director of Education Through Music. She joined us earlier in the year to highlight how her music company is bringing music education to new heights. One school and one borough and one student at a time. Let's take a look back at our conversation with Miss Janice Weinman. Janice, how are you? Welcome.
Good, thank you. Glad to be on and with you.
So you've been doing this for some time. How long has this been in effect? Because a lot of people want to know more about it.
This organization has been in operation for over 30 years. We are constantly expanding. We serve around 20,000 students throughout the city of New York. Students who otherwise would never receive any kind of music education. And it is really something that really contributes to their growth, their development, their attitudes, and their work in school. And we partner with 50 under-resourced schools throughout the city, primarily in the Bronx, where we have around 30 schools where our students attend, and over 12,000 students in the borough of Bronx.
It's important to learn about an organization like yours because, you know, over the years you hear about programs being cut, music programs out of the schools. To support something like that, it's good to hear that we have an organization like yours. Are you hearing that too? Is that still happening? Those programs are still being cut?
Programs are definitely being cut. The budget is always an issue, but we provide the teachers. We pay for the largest percentage of the teacher's salary. We provide the teachers in schools throughout the city. We provide them with professional development throughout the year. We provide the curriculum to the schools. So the schools really get a package of a program that is comprehensive, that serves as a core subject in the schools in which we are giving our services.
Yeah.
So even though the budget is being cut, we can provide this service to around 50 schools.
And this is elementary through junior high and high school?
Yes, we're primarily in the elementary grades, but we're also in middle school and high school. We have a curriculum that goes all the way through. We have students who avail themselves of this music education at every grade. We're embedded in the schools in which we provide our program. And as a result, we're really part of the community as well,
Yeah.
which is really important.
Yeah, this is great. We have to continue to let people know that this is available to them. If there's a school out there that needs your help, what do they have to do?
They can reach us at www.etmonline.org.
Yeah.
And they simply have to indicate that they're interested in having a program. We accommodate all the kinds of interests of the school. We even have an extension of the school day after school. We work out a schedule with the school so that we can provide our teachers at a time that is convenient and that fits into the overall program of the school.
And the school just needs to provide you with a room, and you bring everything else, the teacher, the instruments,
That's
the
correct.
curriculum.
All they have to do is provide us with a room. And as you have already said, we provide them with the teacher, with the curriculum, with the teacher training, with instruments. It's really a full service program that we run. But the most important thing is our students are so empowered through this. You know, music education really makes a difference in the lives of students, particularly those who would otherwise not receive music education.
Yeah.
They learn skills, they learn discipline, they learn about their own ability to be creative, they learn about teamwork. It's so much of a really empowering experience. And we find most of all it brings students joy.
Yeah, and it's an interaction because you have a call and response in music and everybody's working together. You have to be on that same page in order to make something work. You know, have the melody, the rhythm, and everything working together.
And we teach them the melody, the rhythm, and working together so they not only learn how to perform on their own, but they learn how to work with their fellow students in an
Yeah.
orchestra, in a band, in an choir, whatever we have available to them. And so it's a wonderful juxtaposition of learning independence on the one hand, because you learn an instrument, you learn how to be creative, you learn how to express yourself. And on the other hand, it's really a group experience when you're in the different ensembles that they participate in.
That's important, learning how to express yourself through music. And that translates into learning how to express yourself in life. Yeah.
Exactly. It really is the foundation for learning how to express yourself in so many other ways. And you learn the confidence to express yourself because you
Yeah.
see that you can do it with instruments, with singing, with learning about different kinds of music that people have developed. So it's really a wonderful skill.
Is there a school in your mind that has put something together that can maybe perform somewhere that you remember or recognize?
So our students perform in their schools. They have concerts. They have end of year concerts, and we have concerts now throughout May and June. But our students have performed in the Apollo Theater. They performed in the Beacon Theater.
All
They have
right.
performed at the City Council chambers recently. They perform at the new Perlman Performing Arts Center downtown and near 9/11. They've been doing that every borough is represented. So we have 5 different concerts that our students have performed. And there's such a sense of pride when they do that. Pride by them, pride by their parents, pride by their school, their community.
Yeah.
When they do their concerts in school, their parents come, um, public officials come, representatives from the community come, and it is a real community
Yeah.
undertaking, and it's really joyful. It really is.
Janice, do you have within your organization like a citywide band that somebody can join from each one of these schools? I know they have it
We
in.
don't
My daughter was involved. She plays the violin. She was involved in something a citywide in Virginia Beach, but you had to try out for it.
We don't have a citywide band that we run, but we do have bands that come together across schools. So we have a band called All from the All Hallows High School,
Yes.
and we have a band in a middle school, PS 223, and they come together and perform. In fact, at our gala last week, we had those two bands performing together, and it was just spectacular because the older ones
Hmm.
teach the younger ones how to perform in a band, and that really, really becomes a wonderful experience for everybody.
Great. And this is one of the ways you raise money through your gala.
That's one of
Yeah.
the ways we raise money. We raise money through our gala, we raise money through individual contributions. Corporations help us, the New York City government helps us. So we're very, very grateful for everybody who invests in the future of the kids of the city of New York.
Good. And you had some wonderful honorees. You want to name a few of them?
Sure, we had Adrian Vela Houghton and Israel Houghton, who are amazing performers. They really lifted up the room. They lifted up the spirits. The
Yeah.
kids then sang with them. We also had John Vasquez, who's with Paramount, and he too was just so committed to the work that our students do.
Hmm.
And both of them, John Vasquez and the Houghtons, both came to our schools. The Houghtons performed with them there and at the gala, and John Vasquez visited our schools. And for them, it's really, they become ambassadors of the work that we do because they see how much this means to the
Yeah.
kids, how much it means to their soul, to their heart, to their mind. It's really a very,
Yeah.
very wonderful process.
So, Janice, you get a lot of people that come back, former students that come back and help you out with your organization?
That we have some students who come back. We have, in some cases, we have students who we've become teachers themselves. So we have a real community. We have an alumni network of teachers, and we are building that over time. And it's really, as I said before, it's really a community.
And how can our viewers help you with providing this quality education by maybe supporting somehow? Where do they go to maybe drop some
They,
funds or maybe volunteer?
anybody who wants to participate, first of all, funds are always necessary, because we do this on our own. We don't, we do this through the help of individuals and corporations and foundations.
Yeah.
So you can go online, www.edmonline, one word, .org, to really reach out to us. We do have volunteer opportunities. And if you go to our website, you can also see what those are. We had a wonderful group here last week who came in and did some work for our teachers because it was Teacher Appreciation Week. And there are other ways to volunteer, but it is really, once you get involved with ETM, you get involved with a family of students, a family of teachers and principals, a family of parents, and you really feel that you're a part, as I said before, of a community that cares.
I like that. I love the work that you guys are doing to bring people together and bringing music education to our schools because it's very much needed. Students, they get involved more, I think, when there's music involved. It's a universal language, and it's a
That's right.
yeah, they get a chance to interact with a lot of people. Not only get involved in the vibe and the music and all that stuff, but be around people who are doing the same thing.
We would really love it if you came to our schools because you would see these kids really involved.
Yeah,
And once they are involved, they feel valued and they feel that they can do other things as
I
well.
love it.
Most of all, it brings them joy.
Yeah.
We ask kids, what is the most important thing that you feel when you have days where you're performing or you're learning? And they say it really brings us joy. I couldn't do without it, we have some kids saying. So
Yeah.
I think, especially for students who otherwise would never have this opportunity, it's critical that this is part of their lives.
I will accept the invitation.
I hope you do, and I'm going to follow up with you.
Okay. Sounds good. Where can we go again for more information and how we can get involved and all of that? I know you have social media and a website.
Yes. Yes, we have all that. If you go to our website, www.etmonline.org, you'll also see all our links to our social media.
Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you at one of our schools. We'll have a good time. Great. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us
You're
on.
always welcome. Our house is your house.
Thank you, and that's mutual.
There you go. Thank you so much. Janice Weinman, CEO and Executive Director, Education Through Music. Thank you, Janice Weinman. Flutes, recorders, violins, and all other melodic sounds can still be heard across the town with teachers with ETM fine-tuning the skills of our youth. Keep up the great work, Janice, and everyone involved in this process. We'll take a quick break. Well, wait, I've got more coming up on Open.
Only 57% of New York City high school students are college ready by their senior year. %5 of high school graduates either have no plans to attend college or are uncertain that they will ever attend. %34 of young adults don't go to college because they can't afford it. Discover what's possible. BronxNet's education programs, internships, and opportunities help engage and inspire Bronx youth and beyond to pursue their passions. Be a part of the BronxNet family. Whether you're interested in our shows, joining a class, or donating to support our mission, visit bronxnet.org to learn more.
Pazan, Familia, Carmela, how are you? Hey, listen, thanks for checking it out. Hey, we're honored to host a woman of many talents. She's an Emmy Nominated PGA Producer, writer, actor, and rising director and showrunner. She has created content for companies such as Netflix, Nickelodeon, Fox, DreamWorks, Disney, Marvel, and Lifetime. And she joined us recently to highlight her short film. Yeah, she's got talent. And she's good too. So please sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. Let's take a look at our sit down with Okema T.
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
You're working. You're doing a whole lot. All right.
Listen, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it?
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it but you? You know, you're going to step up to the plate and hit some home runs, right?
We trying, because baby, right now, post-strike is all strikes out.
There you go. Now, what piqued your interest? How did you get started in this whole game?
So I actually started on Sesame Street as a child. I was an actor, singer on Sesame Street in 84, 85. I had a young mom who was like, just put her in everything. And so I wound up getting cast on Sesame Street. From there, I went into music. The industry changed a lot. And I was like, okay, well, I want to go back to acting as an adult. But in the early 2000s, late 90s, I just got tired of auditioning for the same kind of roles.
Yeah.
Baby mama 5, around the way girl number 7, crackhead number 3. It wasn't all this beautiful work that we have today with all of this nuanced Black story. So I was like, well, I'm a journalist. I'll write. But I was like, I don't have money. So if I write it, who's gonna make it? And so, I figured it out, and then lo and behold, I started producing for television. I started writing more, and I've been blessed to really kind of be on some really great shows. Harlem was a ball. So Fly Christmas was a ball. And we just keep it going.
So you feel that you were typecast. You said, you know what, I got to do something else. Let me sidestep here and make another move. And that's how you do it. You got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work straight on, let's go around it, go over it, go under it.
I have nothing against actors that are typecast, because the root word is cast.
Yeah.
The problem was I was being pigeonholed, not typecast, because I wasn't being cast. So I had to pivot, and I was like, well, if I can't be on TV, then I want to make the TV I want to see.
Yeah. And what was your experience like as a young girl on Sesame Street?
I loved it. I was really tiny. And so Big Bird's costume was really big. So I couldn't be in the flap gang because I was afraid of the costume. That's the story that I was told. So I was a Grouchketeer.
And then you went from there to where?
I went from there to music. I was actually in a group. We used to open for the Black Expo. We did Jack the Rapper and the New Music Seminar.
Wow.
I think back in the day. We were signed to Barry Hankerson and Vincent Herbert in the 90s. You don't know me, so clearly we know how that went. After college, I moved to Philly. I sang background for music for a little bit. I did some studio sessions and background stuff for Def Soul over at like Gamble and Huff and Larry Gold Studios, that whole thing.
But I don't know. You know what? When you hit those things from back there, it doesn't look like you go back that far because you look so young.
Amen.
So wait a minute.
No, I'm in my 40s. I'm closer to 50 than 40, put it that way.
Yeah, but when you're acting, your age is what? From what to what?
So when on screen, I usually book anywhere from late 20s to mid 30s.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So that's a
But that also
beautiful
means
thing.
I'm in the gym a lot because I have to actually compete with actual 20 and 30 somethings, and I am not. So the gym is my best friend.
But that's where you add that little experience. Hey, this is what I bring to the.
Yeah.
This is what I bring to the
It
table.
It helps. It
Uh,
helps.
and then you write too, so you can. Sometimes they let you change things up just a little bit
Oh yeah.
to get a feel
I
for how you see it.
Oh yeah, no, I've been blessed to work with some really great directors, both independently and on regular television, that a lot of times they'll tell you, make it your own.
Yeah.
Like, keep the syntax, don't change their intention, but make it your own.
What is this right here?
So this is an independent series called James and Danielle.
Uh-huh.
I played the best friend Fiona, loud, brash. She's kind of like if Maxine Shaw and what's the name had a baby from the Hulu show. She's just brash. Here I was playing Jerry's characters. We were playing her gay best friends, but we were the boring couple. She wanted to study a lesbian couple in their natural habitat, but then she learned that just means that we make dinner and go to bed.
All right.
And this was from a series, Pillow Talk. They were Emmy nominated as well on BET Plus. So I've been really blessed to be in some really awesome things.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to start making some of my own work, not just being everybody else's things.
Well, you've recently developed it and produced the docuseries Down in the Valley.
For Stars, yep.
Yeah. Who starred in that with you?
So Down in the Valley is a docuseries. I am the producer on that, but I was not in it. Our host is Nico Anand from P-Valley. Executive produced by Katori Hall and Nico, and our showrunner, Shoshana Guy. You may know her name because she was the showrunner of the first season of High on the Hog, as well as 1619.
Yes, yes.
And it takes the themes from the narrative show, so like identity, sexuality, Black farmers, found family, and we found the real people in the Valley against those themes. So we were in Baton Rouge, we were in Mississippi, we were in Memphis, and we had some beautiful stories, and we told some beautiful tales about some really interesting people, just trying to humanize some of the sections of humanity that aren't your everyday people that often get the shaft in terms of how they're seen, and showing that, we had one episode with a woman, she's a dancer, but she was a stay-at-home mom with 3 children with her husband, and her husband was killed in a car accident on Father's Day.
Wow.
She was a stay-at-home mom. She still had little ones to take care of, so she had to find something to bring in that money that she was missing because her husband was the main breadwinner, and still be home during the day with her kids. So she started dancing. Yeah. And it doesn't make her less of a person. It doesn't make her a bad person or even a promiscuous person. It makes her a person that did what she had to do to make sure her babies ate, but she was also there for them in the day.
Yeah, yeah. She did what she had to do to make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she's now doing hair. She's going to school to try to do something different. But our series is very much showing how human a lot of the population that is often dehumanized is.
Well, thank you for bringing that out so we can all learn more about these wonderful people who are just making things, struggling, but making things happen, making things work for them and their family.
And finding joy in that. I think so often we're used to hearing stories about struggle and trauma with Black people or people of color, and we forget that there's also joy. We're the same people that will find something to laugh at a funeral. So we will find joy in the stress and the heartache.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that we don't often put that out enough. So I was really blessed to develop that show with Nico and produce it. And you can find it on Stars. All 6 episodes are up. Please give it a look because we're trying to see if we can land a season 2.
Let's land a season 2. And if we can help, we'll be there right with you. You also won a short film competition at the American Black Film Festival. Talk about that. How was that, receiving that award?
So ABFF is amazing. ABFF is like our Sundance. You know what I mean? It's the largest Black film festival in the nation, I believe. It's very much a prestigious award, for us because it is the award that made us Oscar qualified. The film is called Chocolate with Sprinkles, and it was written and directed by Sundance Producer Award winning Haria Muhammad, and produced myself
There
and
you go.
Yamoria Wright and Cole Sanchez.
Uh-huh.
And it's about a couple. They're 25 years into their marriage, and it
Uh-huh.
takes a tragedy for them to finally do the one thing that they haven't done in a very long time, and that's work on that marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful film. It's loosely based on her own life. Her parents, she's one of seven. And her parents owned a donut shop in Cleveland when she was growing up. It was like a pillar of the community. And so she wanted to give her parents passed when she was younger, and she wanted to give an homage to them and what they, as now that she is a parent, her and her wife have a child. So she's a
Yeah.
parent, she's married, and she now understands a bit more how much work that takes.
Yeah, and that's where they came up with the name out of that donut shop right there?
Absolutely, because growing up, she always wanted a chocolate with sprinkles.
Chocolate with sprinkles. There you go. That's a good name. I wish I had one right now, too, with a cup of coffee.
Listen, who can tell him? But then we talked about this gym thing, right? I can't be having too many.
I know that's right. You have to keep it right, keep it tight. So what's next for you? Where we going? What's next for you?
So what's next? So we are doing a DIY Oscar campaign. Because we're a small film. We had a small budget. So we don't have, all the money out there, but I am doing that. I'm also still directing. I direct a lot of branded and commercial work. This was one of the commercials I did for Lifetime. So still looking for new branded and commercial work. I'm also writing. I have a pilot that I'm developing. I got a fellowship for that through Women Going Places and Writers Boot Camp. So I'm working on that so I can start applying to some other programs. And just continuing to tell stories that make me excited and that speak for voices that don't often get spoken for, or just finding new ways to do that.
Yeah.
I have a queer-centered pilot that I'm working on now. And I think when we see a lot of this work, a lot of that, we don't get to tell really interesting stories. They're always either super, super big or not big enough. And so I'm looking for ways to continue to vocalize that queer folks, Black folks, women, marginalized communities have stories in them that don't just border on trauma or that they are this thing. They are doing awesome things and also happen to be Black or queer or women or poor.
Yeah. Okema, how do you keep everything tight? All of these things that you're doing, how do you keep everything rounded off? And
I'm an organization nut. So for me, like when I finish with you, I will go to the gym. When I come back from the gym, I have to write. So I really do compartmentalize my day and my time so that I can give as much as I can to each of the things. But it's also, we're in an industry where being singularly focused, unless you are like a big name, it's just not lucrative. And so the only way that I'm able to really sustain myself, aside from the fact that my grandfather left me this lovely home that helps me float between projects because I have tenants,
there you go.
Being multifaceted means like when we were on strike for acting and television, I was able to write. Things are really slow still in the television space. So I literally just finished directing a play for a one-act festival in Queens yesterday.
Yeah.
So I do multiple things so that I can make sure I can still buy the nice things I like and pay my bills.
Beautiful. Yeah, I see you're into streams of income. It's a beautiful thing.
I have to be.
And if you're looking for another actor, hey, I have my SAG card.
Hey, listen, don't tease me with a good time, sir.
I did that once, and they put me in a film, but I was in a few.
Listen, we will. I know your number, so
you know where I live.
now
Listen,
I know where you be.
Give us some more information on how we can reach you.
You can find me at my website, morethanenough.com, or you can catch me on Instagram at Okema T More. Everything is under my own name. I don't have any of those. You know how some people have these different handles. No, everything is my name.
That's good. Beautiful. Okema, thank you so much, and come back and continue to share with us, okay?
I will. I don't know if you remember, but I hosted Open Line with you guys many moons ago.
Woo! Okay. All right. Okay.
With you, Brother Fatine, and our lovely Bob Pickett, rest in peace.
Yeah.
So, yes. So I'm glad to see you again, and I would love to come back. And please let me know as a media agency how we can support what you have going on, because I believe that it's always you have two hands for a reason, one to give, one to receive.
Uh-oh.
So if there's
There you go.
anything that we can do to support you and your team and what you guys are doing, please don't hesitate to let us know.
You got it. And one washes the other. Let my producer know. We're going to, we'll keep in touch and we'll do some things.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
You got it. All right. There she goes. Okema T more doing her thing. She has a chocolate with sprinkles and so much more. And we appreciate the work, passion, and dedication that Okema pours into her craft. She's a talented creative, and we look forward to seeing the next project that she's about to get involved in. So we'll take a quick break right here, but wait, we've got more next on BronxNet.
Hey, creative family. My name is Timothy Coleman, and I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet. And I'm standing in BronxNet's Media and Technology Studios in the South Bronx, because I want to let you know about an amazing program that we're bringing back that highlights the creativity of community members just like you. Emerging Media Makers is a show that introduces you to BronxNet's certified producers. They've taken a step in their creative journey by enrolling in BronxNet's media training classes. On this show, you'll get to see the many ways that our certified producers have created a space that's all their own. Emerging Media Makers, your passion lives here.
And welcome back. It's all about your smile. We sat down with a young entrepreneur who has seen smiles put on the faces of children all around the world with help of his nonprofit organization, Heroes and Hearts. Let's take a look back at our conversation with the little boy with the big heart, one of Santa's biggest helpers, Justyn Boumah. Justyn, welcome.
Thank you. It's a very pleasure to be here and to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be talking and meeting you too. Now listen, how old are you now?
I am 9 years old.
So you've written 14 books. It's a 14-book series, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
And you knew that you wanted to start a business?
Not like a business, multiple businesses.
Whoa, all right. So what made you want to get into business? Was it your mom, dad? Yeah.
It was my aunt. It was half my mom and it was half my aunt. The mom part of it was that she always wants to listen to CNN.
Uh-huh.
So and my auntie part of that, I asked her what are the community workers being saying, and instead of politics on CNN, they were showing the community workers being saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the community workers not being seen. So I was like, I have to fix this problem.
Yes. And Justyn, what are your books about?
I do mainly children books, but we are heading for chapter books on the next one.
Oh, good. I see. Wow, look at the names of these books. The Traveling Toddler.
I have a journal.
Yeah.
I have a drawing pad.
Well, we have to see if we can get your collection over here at the BronxNet Studios.
Okay.
So we can thumb through it. Who's with you, Mom and your aunt?
They are.
So they want to come into the picture and wave a hand, and I want you to thank them for being with you every step of the way.
Thanks for being with me.
Beautiful. Justyn, when did you start your company?
My first one
Yes.
or my main one? My first one or my main one?
Okay, give me both.
Okay, so my first one I started when I was 2. My main one I started when I was 5.
So, normally I ask people what do they want to do when they grow up? And they go on
So
to tell me some people don't know, but you know right away. So what would you say to that?
I know what I want to do. I have a whole entire plan. I'm going to be doing business, but so first I'm going to go into the MLB and play baseball. Second, I'm going to be a playing flyer, and after that, I'm going to be I'm going to be a trillionaire with a mansion and a lot of houses.
Beautiful. And you can help out mom and dad and your aunt?
Yes, 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 sir. We are also believing for a mansion next year.
All right. Woo! All right, you hear that? You gotta speak it into existence. You gotta talk about it. A mansion next year.
And also, can you please help me change the world?
That's right. You're gonna do it. You're gonna change the world, and we're all gonna help you too.
I'm going to change the world while I'm serving South Africa. Please give some things. We want to get to the full mark.
You're going to send money to South Africa?
We are going to South Africa.
Oh, great. What part are you going? Johannesburg?
Our final stop is George, but we stop in Johannesburg and Cape Town.
Oh, beautiful. I've been there. I love it there. I even went to Soweto to see where some of the people live. And we help raise money for them. And, yeah, you'll probably visit there too. You'll see where some of the indigenous people live there, some of the people that grew up there. How important is reading to you? And what is your favorite book?
My favorite book is The Monster at the End of this book. It is very funny.
Yeah?
Another monster at the end of this book. But to answer your question about reading, it's a big deal. We have this project called Art and Reading, and most of the kids were peace. So if you can't read the word peace, like reading is important because you can read if you can read words, but you don't read them because you're at the below reading level. It's very sad.
I know, but so that's why you are into it. You're going to help teach other people how to read also with your the 14 books that you have out. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And libraries.
Now, I heard that you're a big fan of rock, paper, scissors. Explain that.
Rock, paper, scissors, too. What a fun game to play. Might as well make it as a fundraiser.
Yes.
But one day in Las Vegas, I was going to Warsaw, Poland to build libraries. And my auntie and my mom were like, how are we going to raise money? And I said, rock, paper, scissors. And they're like, okay, Justyn, but how is that going to be a fundraiser? And I said, we're going to make it into a tournament.
All right. So that's coming up.
It is on Sunday, August 18th.
Yes. All right. And that's going to be in Las Vegas?
It is going to be in Las Vegas. But for you folks that in New York that want to come over here but don't want to fly your drive, we've got you. You can play virtually.
And where do we go to find out more about that? You have it.
Heroesandhearts.org.
Heroesandhearts.org. And I'll see everything up there, right?
Right. Maybe not everything.
But mostly everything. So that we can call in, we can participate, and we can send money, right?
We are because we're serving South Africa in September.
There you go.
But also you about sending money, you could just like have a rock, paper, scissors tournament like in the New York area, and you could just like have them pay the plane, and then you could send some money over here to Las Vegas.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you so much. You want to say hello to some of your friends?
Yes, please.
Okay. Give them a shout out.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Elijah. I know you're not watching this, but I know you're listening in our hearts together. See you on August 18th.
All right. We'll all be looking for it, okay? Now, that website one more time is what?
Heroesandhearts.org.
Justyn, thank you so much. Give Mom and Auntie a big hug for us, okay? Aww. Thank you, guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Justyn, you're doing a great job, too. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Justyn, we'll see you soon, okay? Visit us again. And good luck on the 18th of August.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. We wish you the best for the new year, Justyn. You and your family and everybody watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. You're helping others get what they need out of life. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank our guests for joining us and you, our viewers, for tuning in. We can't thank you enough. We have an attitude of gratitude. You can keep following BronxNet TV for continued coverage, and we want to thank you once again. We're going to thank you all day, every day, all the way into the next year, right? I'll catch you up at 107.5 WBLS, and always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. You've been watching Open. I'll catch you another day, another way. I love you all. Peace.